afternoon edition. My name is Isa Noon. Today being one of the public holiday, but so many Nigerians will say, yes, the public holiday, but how peaceful is the country and how have we been able to accelerate the security situation in the country? But then for so many, the week started with almost an ugly situation where some persons were recently killed in Edo State. And I believe the government of Edo State, the governor of Edo State, Senator Pebolo, was in Kano State just to pay condolence visits to the governor of the state. With respect to the fact that those killed were actually residents, or let me say citizens or indigents of Kano State. And what actually led to this was because of the misunderstanding between some foresters, let me say, or hunters, who went through some of our forests down to River State, and then were trying to get their way back to the north. And that actually generated controversy in Uromi. For many Nigerians were pained by this particular or this singular act, and so many Nigerians, including even those from Edo State, have actually raised concern and have actually condemned the situation. Security is part of what we should all be aware of at every point in time, and doing that thing in the best manner is for us to be able to give those who are responsible the responsibility to guide us, to also support them. If not, we'll continue to have problems in the country. One key aspect of security that we've always discussed on this platform is to say that yes, our forests are guarded. And if our forests are guarded, it means we'll have enough database of those who go into the forest and who comes out of it. And for these victims who were actually killed, they are said to be hunters. If we have all the security information about them, if we have all the database about them, it may have been difficult, or it would have also been something that we would have even not seen that particular holiday. But then, as we all say, we always plan, but so many things happen. Today, we are looking at one more time, we are looking at one issue that has been very, very important for us, and which is the security of our forests. Our forest for some time now has now been an haven for criminal hideouts for so many non-state actors. And just recently we had the head of the leadership of the Nigerian Forest Security Guard to tell us more about the security situation in the country. He painted a very beautiful picture and how they can come in to help the situation in the country. For many of us who have actually studied this process, we understand that one of the key gaps that we have in our security architecture has always been the forest. For many of us, we understand whenever people say the Sambisa forest, we understand when people say the Biringwari forest. So many forests across Nigeria that are unmanned, unguarded by professionals in the field. And today, once more, we'll be talking more about this particular forest and how important the National Assembly are actually playing a major role to restore the key role of the Nigerian Forest Security Service in the country. So we'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll be joined by the leadership of this particular organization.
The welfare of millions of people for generations to come may be affected by the wisdom which we here display. If Nigerian leaders and our British partners are to prove themselves worthy of their trust, now is the time for us solemnly and truly to dedicate ourselves to seeking the greatest good of the greatest number of our people in Nigeria. Independence for Nigeria in 1960 is imperative. But independence for Nigeria as a corporate entity is not enough. The peoples of Nigeria must at the same time be guaranteed their freedom. We must ensure that in an independent Nigeria, individual citizens throughout the land enjoy liberty, human dignity, and equality under the law. There must be one Nigeria with one constitution and one law for all. Let us therefore, Mr. Chairman, sir, close our ears to the counsel of despair, which says that we cannot here at this conference agree on a constitution. If there's any doubt among us as to what should be written into the constitution, let us, as Democrats that we profess ourselves to be, refer such problems, as the goal has done recently, to the people whom we profess to represent, either just before or at the federal elections late in 1959.
Of the Nigerian Forest and Security Guard. Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon edition.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's nice. Today I can see that you seem to be a bit more lively compared to the previous days when we said you are. What has changed over the few days we had with you?
Yeah, a lot of things have changed. And we thank God that the mood of Nigeria Forest Security Service today nationwide. Before that, let me use this opportunity once again to appreciate the leadership of 10th National Assembly, both the lower and the upper chamber, under the chairmanship of His Excellency Senator Godwin Sapabio, for keeping to the campaign promises by ensuring that the life of every Nigerian is important. And not only the electionary campaign, Mr. President campaigned vehemently about creating another organization that will control and man our forested region. And for the level of relationship and synergy that exists between the executive and the legislative, I think is second to none. And I can tell you that this is one of the best Nigeria National Assembly in history, because the level of cooperation is high with the executive. Last week, the bill that had been passed by the House of Representatives since last year has been transmitted to Senate for concurrent. They have done first concurrent, second concurrent, and then last week, Thursday, the final concurrence was done, and now the bill has been passed into law. So you can see the mood of not only the forester. We are talking about every Nigerian, most especially those that are living in the rural community, because they are the ones that face the insecurity challenges. So we're happy.
I can see, okay, because this is a major move your organization have done, and so many Nigerians, because I remember the last time we interviewed you, you did inform us that, okay, it is still in process, and
yes,
this is actually a very good one for many Nigerians. And how do you think, or what do you think will now be the case of the executive arm of government now? Because the National Assembly has done their path, and now it has to move back to the executive, which is the president. What do you think the president will have to do to see that, yes, this actually comes to limelight, just like you rightly stated, that the president has actually promised that something will be done about forests?
Yes, I believe Mr. President will do the needful, because it's what he campaigned for. During the electionary campaign, he makes sure that security is the priority of his government. And he went further by saying that he is going to create another organization that is going to man our forests for the purpose of economic development. You agree with me that for any reasonable development to happen in any country, there must be proper security of life and property, especially the forested region, because forest is regarded as the treasure base of every country. Last week, I told you, I said, if you are going to mention the richest country, the richest state in Nigeria, you'll be mentioning Delta or River State. I said no. When you go to Nasarawa or Kaduna,
Yes,
Borno, the mineral resources, the mineral deposit in these three states can feed the entire country if properly harnessed. But how can there be an harness if there's no security. So with the coming on board of Nigeria Forest Security Service to gather local intelligence to the military and to the police for national stability, is going to go a long way. So Mr. President is what he campaigned for. I'm assuring you, without delay, he will sign it into law.
But do you think the president will actually accelerate this? Because over time, we have so many issues. The president may be facing so many issues, so many pending issues that you would like to definitely try as much as to solve on time. The issue of infrastructure, which is very, very key. So do you think he's going to jettison some of this and then pay much attention to this?
You know, security is life on its own. Security is life on its own. And there is no amount of money that is much or too big for any government to protect our citizens. And we are talking about national image. If there is security of life and property in every community, in every forest, this will attract foreign investors. And in return, there will be economic growth and an economic transformation. So with this, I believe Mr. President will do the needful. I'm assuring Nigeria that very soon, this bill that does pass will become a law in a no distance time.
The National Assembly have played a key role
by
ensuring that it has gotten to this stage where it is now, the bill has been passed. And the National Assembly, for them to have actually carried out this particular process is because they know how worthy it is for them to be able to pass this particular bill. Do you see them also playing a key role in ensuring that the president also assents to this particular bill?
I think so, because if there's not, if they don't have interest, the two houses will not come together to endorse the bill. Do you understand what I'm saying? And let me give you this. Nigeria has 364 international border points. Out of these 364, almost 261 are located within the north. That is why we have high level of insecurity in the north today. Out of these 261, 124 are wholly protected. The remaining 137 are porous. That's why we see miscreants coming from different countries to come and invade our forests. And with the exit of some country now from ECOWAS, like Burkina Faso, like Mali, Chad, all this has posed another pressure on Nigeria national security, because before they enjoy bilateral cooperation and bilateral integration. But now they have moved away. So there is influx of crime, miscreants now across our border. So how this, Nigeria must be proactive by signing the bill into law, so that we can work hand in hand with the with the constituted authority to tighten and strengthen the deforested region in terms of security. So it's going to, there will be no delay. And in terms of international environmental law, Nigeria has the least police forest in the entire world, with just 3.8. I think I said it last week. Ordinary Egypt has over 37%. Nigeria has 3.8. You can search for it. So with the coming up of Nigeria Forest Security Service, is an additional add-up to supplement and complement the existing national security. So I believe the two arms of government will work together to ensure the passage and the assent.
So what structure do you have on ground in administering your major role in terms of the proficiency of your organization to see that, yes, every forest have enough security?
Yeah, we, in our own capacity, we have done our own due diligence. Nigeria has 132 game reserve, no forest reserve, 29 game reserve, 17 national park. All embedded in the forest. And every state have their own forest game. So today now, I can tell you from this, like from Nasarawa now, they have 22 forest game, 12 forest reserve. So we know every forest in each of the states. And we know the level of forester that will be deployed in all those forests to sanitize the criminality. So we have done our own background check, even when the asset has not been given. Are we together?
Yes.
Nigeria has 17 national parks, 29 forest reserve, and 1,132 game reserve. When you combine all these three together, they are all within the forested region. So the coming up of Nigerian Hunter and Forest Security Service, working in synergy with the state governors and with our partnership with the Hagon body. I said it last week that we signed an approval letter, a letter of synergy with the Hagon president for Hunter to synergize with all the chairmen across the country, because they are the custodian of the domestic security in their various local government. With this, it's going to strengthen the internal security of every local government.
But in this particular case, how then do you actually spell out your role? Because we've seen the same Algon having relationship with the local vigilantes, and now we are now having the forest guard. So how do you now, what role are you going to play in this particular aspect?
I don't know any collaboration they have with vigilante, but if they have, but we are talking about constituted authority now. And then vigilante, they are to assist the police to gather information within the community. We are talking about the forester, gathering local intelligence to the military and to the police within the forested region. You cannot see the difference now. Police, they are to maintain law and order within the society, isn't it? The civil defense, they are to do what? To protect critical infrastructure. The military, they are for external aggression, territorial integrity. The MIA, BIA, they are to gather both civil and the military intelligence, both within and outside the country. The road safety, to maintain law and order on the highway. The NDLA, they are to protect illicit drug movement in our society. Immigration, for border security. None of these paramilitary have the mandate to gather local intelligence within the forest. Are we together, sir? And apart from gathering local intelligence, we are also working with the Ministry of Environment to protect biodiversity and preservation or conservation of the ecosystem. I was with the governor of Nasarawa yesterday. He said he celebrated the passage of the bill in the National Assembly. The reason being, this time around, when you go to Kogi, when you go to Nasarawa, they will be selling mangoes. They will be selling cashew. But you can't see anyone on the highway because the invader of the forest have already degraded the ecosystem. Some have burned the wood into charcoal to sell. And charcoal you only sell in one season. Forgetting that cashew will give you, can be there for 100 years. Mango tree can be there on there because they are perennials. They produce every year. So all these things have been degraded. So coming up of the forester, it will prevent crime and criminality within the forest and not to maintain our ecosystem. There are some animals that have gone in extinction today. You can see them in Nigeria. The hunters that are killing them, we are the ones that will be arresting them. Are we together?
Yes.
So there are a lot of value for the incorporation of forester into the national security by signing the bill into law.
Okay, one key aspect that is very, very critical in all this is that saying the fact that you guys are on ground to ensure that there's a safety in our forest, there are also major concerns about some of the personnel probably also going into some of these illegalities. How do you tend to manage the disciplinary measures that your organization is going to take in ensuring that, yes, your personnel are not found wanting in all this?
We have different layers. Number one, we do give them up-to-date training. Like we in our organization, we do go for training at least 3 to 4 times in a year. We have approval with the police on managing security and security challenges for grassroots transformation within the forested region. Under the approval of the Inspector General of Police, Department of Training and Development, Force Headquarters. We also have approval with the Civil Defense, their Commander General. They have 3 colleges. We have been to the 3 colleges, one in Abeokuta, one in Abuja, and one in Katsina. Police have 15 training schools. They have 3 colleges and 1 institutions. Out of these 15 training schools, we have been to at least 13 out of it. We have been to Sharia Road in Kaduna. We have been to Nekede in Imo State. We have been to Nowata in River State. We have been to Ikperu in Ogun State. We have been to Banshi Police Training School. We have been to Lagos. We have been to Mundo. Sir, on training. And we have been trained on discipline by Nigeria Army. And you know when Nigeria Army train you, definitely you come aboard. And apart from training, because anything you are doing that devoid of training is going to be short-lived. That is what we normally say to our people. And we do give them orientation every month through their state commander. This is how we operate. We have our unit commander to the world commander to the local government commander, to area commander, to state commander, to zonal commander, and to the commander general. Anybody who goes to an operation without the permission of the state commander will be sanctioned. And the state commander must get approval from the zonal commander. Zonal commander must get approval from the commander general. So you don't just wake up today and say you are going to the forest to arrest criminal. No, you must make a call to your boss, because we believe in chain of orders. And in our organization, it's all about obey the last order. If your guy said no, if the officer have said go, and you call your boss, he said no, you dare not go, you face disciplinary actions. And we have retired police officer at the rank of AIG as our legal and security advisor. We have Major General. So these are the people that are also helping us to guide the capacity of these boys. You know, it's very difficult when the authority has not been given to you, because we are not yet constituted. But these are the mayor to curtail their excesses.
That's a very good one. And looking at the issue of curtailing their excesses, one key aspect that is very, very important, I would like you to shed more light on, is the issue of how will the whole structure itself function. You've actually break it down into from the Commander General down to the lowest, which
to the unit level.
Yes. In this particular aspect of it, there are places where we don't actually have maybe forests. Some places are actually waterlogged. Some places, for instance, if you go to the south.
Yes.
So how do you manage areas like that?
Yes, we have a department called Waterways. These are the people that are working with the Navy, naval officer, to also curb crimes on the water. And those that do illegal bunkering, we have illegal anti-bunkering. So anybody who just like mining, so we have anti-bunkering department. Even there are some people, okay, I was watching on TikTok 2 days ago, where some girls between 13 to 18 years, they took them to Ghana to go and be doing illegal trade, whatever. One of the girls even said, in a day, that I sleep with almost 8 men. I feel like shedding tears. So we have a department who is in control of that. That is anti-human trafficking. We have a department like that, and it's across the state. And we have our agent working.
And traffic has followed through the forest.
Yes, those are the things we are trying to mitigate across the forest. So we have a department towards that. It's not only the waterway or anti-bunkering. We have illegal, anti-human trafficking. And even people that are working on in the Greek mountain, we have officers that will be trained at that level.
So these are the huge issues, and definitely we are very, very happy with the passage of this particular bill, and we hope the president will do more. But then still, we'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the Commandant General of the Nigerian Forest Security Guard in person of Ambassador Dr. Joshua Wole Oshetime. So let's go for this break.
The welfare of millions of people for generations to come may be affected by the wisdom which we here display. If Nigerian leaders and our British partners are to prove themselves worthy of their trust, now is the time for us solemnly and truly to dedicate ourselves to seeking the greatest good of the greatest number of our people in Nigeria. Independence for Nigeria in 1960 is imperative. But independence for Nigeria as a corporate entity is not enough. The peoples of Nigeria must at the same time be guaranteed their freedom. We must ensure that in an independent Nigeria, individual citizens throughout the land enjoy liberty, human dignity, and equality under the law. There must be one Nigeria with one constitution and one law for all. Let us therefore, Mr. Chairman, sir, close our ears to the counsel of despair, which says that we cannot here at this conference agree on a constitution. If there's any doubt among us as to what should be written into the constitution, let us, as Democrats that we profess ourselves to be, refer such problems, as the Gaulle has done recently, to the people whom we profess to represent, either just before or at the federal elections late in 1959.
Okay, welcome back from that mad break, and then just before the break, I did inform you that we still have Ambassador Dr. Wole Oshetime, Joshua. Sorry, I mixed up that name, but then Joshua Wole Oshetime. It's nice also having you still in the studio, and so many issues. Definitely, we need more clarification as time goes on. But one key aspect that many Nigerians are still confused about is the issue of what actually distincts you from the hunters.
Okay, the Hunter Association, although they are part of the bill, because in the bill, the clause 7/24 have dissolved all Hunter Association, and they are now under directorate. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If they come, they are not coming now as a hunter. They are now recruited as a forester, because they know the terrain to navigate within the forest. So they are under the Directorate Department of Hunting within the forest. Are we together now? You know, we have forest security, but there's a department that accommodates them. Do you understand? When they come, they will go for training that you are coming, the background you are coming is different from what we are doing here. You know, we are only coming to come hunt for animal and criminal, which is against the law. So if anybody go against the rules of the government, he will be arrested. And some of them have complied. So we are totally different from normal hunter association. because some of them showed interest, and we can't just tell them because they still know the terrain. So if we go for a refresher course, they will be trained, reorientated, that will give them the orientation that this is what they are to do. That's what I'm saying. We are regular. They are under the Department of Directorate of Hunting. Are we together now? We now see the disparity. If they come as a hunter, they will first go for a refresher course to know the rudimentary of the organization. That the hunting you are doing before is now different from what you are to do in the forest security. You are to work with our regular to navigate the forest to get the criminal arrested.
What about those who want to actually go for all this hunting, and then will there be need for them to actually have licenses, private persons, not necessarily personnel of the organization?
Even in America or in other advanced countries, there are some bushes or forests allocated for hunters to do their normal hunting activities, but that one beyond our power. If government says, okay, these bushes or this forest is for hunter to do their normal game, we will leave them. But where we are working, no hunter can come there to come and kill animal or kill endangered species. They will be arrested. But if we come as a hunter, we give you orientation and you go for a refresher course, you become our volunteer. Are you getting my point now? You can work with us.
So invariably you license them to actually partake in the hunting expedition that they want to do?
No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay, please elaborate.
I say even in advanced country,
yes,
there are some forests made for hunting expedition. If government give them such in Nigeria, we can work with them. But if you want to come and work within the forest, you can't come as hunter to come and be killing endangered species. You get what I'm saying? But there are some hunter that have already relinquished what they are doing before, the hunting activities. They are now hunting for criminal with our regular officers. And we have already trained them. They have undergone refresher course. They are now part of us. But not for normal hunting expedition. It's to arrest criminal now.
So in this particular case, when you look at the structure of your organization, how will you be able to place your workers in terms of that level of education, in terms of the recruitment process? How do you recruit people into your organization? What kind of persons are you expected to have as personnel of the organization?
We have two categories. We have the regular, we have the directorate. Directorate means those that are over age. Those that are not educated, they are under directorate. Those people, they are not going for any further promotion. They are there as a navigator for the regulars. But the regulars are the people that have minimum of O level that cannot go for refresher or additional course. Like some of our men now, we have some of them now working hand in hand with other institutions in Nigeria, like Afe Babalola University. Some of them has gotten their diploma. Some are doing their HND. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we are trying to, because we told them that anything you are doing that lack education, no matter the power you have, you can't be 100% perfect. So with this, we do encourage them to gather more knowledge in terms of education. These are the regular, but the directorate, they are also part of us. But these people, they don't need much education. We only need their experience.
In this particular case, if you still talk about the issue of recruitment or getting people into the directorate or the other sub-ranks that is expected, whenever issues like this come up, you know, politicians, they always have their way, and they also, most at times they also have their say, because at the end of the day, you still go before them to defend your budget once assented. How will you be able to manage the pressure that comes from them whenever you want to open your portal for people to actually apply?
I think that question beyond what I can answer.
Since you've not been asking.
Because if we are giving assent today, we are going to work under a ministry. And the supervisory ministry must have a minister. It's minister that will give you the condition of service. Are they starting with so number? Are they starting with so number? Do you understand what I'm saying? And what I can say now for us that have been enlisted before the final takeoff, we do go through recruitment process. Before you can be enlisted into the organization, 3 people must sign. The DSS in your local government will sign, the DPO in your local government will sign, and the king, that the head of transitional institution, will also sign. So if you are able to amend your way from the transitional institution, then really police must have something to say about you. DSS must have something to say about you. We are doing that to reduce criminals being recruited into the organization. That is what we are doing now. But in terms of maybe managing pressures from the public or from political office holder, I think all the power is vested on the minister, which is going to be our supervisor. You understand what I'm saying? Is either we are under the Minister of Interior that have a minister, or Minister of Environment, or probably it could be under presidency. It all depends.
Okay, with respect to this recruitment process that you've just stated, one has to go through the DSS and this local environment, the DPO, and also the traditional ruler. Many will also argue that that can actually be a major stumbling block for many who are not indigene of that local government but are residents in that particular local government. For residents, they may find it difficult to maybe have stayed in a place or in a local government where actually it's not my local government of origin for like 30, 50 years, and then I want to be enlisted. But then,
according to the Nigerian Constitution, if you stay for 10 years, you're already an indigene. So if you stay and you are able to prove to the people in that local government that you are of good conduct, there's no negative thing about your character, definitely I think if you apply, you'll be taken. You understand what I'm saying? You know, there are a lot of, I've seen people that contested an election where they are living and they are not from there. There are a lot of Anambra guys in Lagos contested the election at local government level and state assembly, and they won. It's because they have good and moral conduct. But there are some community indigene that they cannot even contest an election because they have criminal tendency in their character. So I thought about how you behave in your community.
So in terms of communal policing now, most especially the forest, we have young men in Nigeria, young men and women who may actually have passion to join this particular organization. In terms of gender balancing, how do you manage it also?
We definitely, like the last time we came here, we are 4 in number. Out of that 4, no, out of 5, we are 5. 2 were women. You understand what I'm saying? And this time around, you know, it's not politics. It's all about capacity. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are some women that are even brave more than the men. So if you show capacity and you demonstrate it, then maybe you will be recruited. It's all about training. And the highest discipline agency in Nigeria or paramilitary is the military and the police. So if our bill is approved today by Mr. President, we will still go for training by the military or the police. So if anybody apply and is able to, he or she is able to do well during the training, definitely there's no racial segregation or gender qualification. It's all about your capacity and your competency.
In the future, are we expecting to have an academy of this organization?
Yeah, we you know, it's one thing about one thing after the other. You know, academy or institutions will bring best out of an officer. Police has almost 15 training school. That is why you see our police today in the world, they are one of the best. Just last year, police went for international conference, and one of them won award as the best. So you can see the reflection of that capacity workshop. Look at our military, the best in Africa, one of the best in the world. And it's because they have their training institutions all over the country. So we too, We want to compete with the life of Canada. In Canada, we have Agro Ranger. In US, they have Forest Security Service. In Egypt, they have Forest Marshal. This time, we also have international body. And for us to compete favorably with our counterpart in all those countries, we need to have our academy for training and retraining of our officers.
Okay, lastly, before we go, if we are to synthesize the challenges of the Nigerian security system, and you definitely will come up that, okay, the forest security service is what we are missing. And with time, if this particular bill is assented by the president, are you saying that there will be a stop to most of this insecurity that we are facing today?
Yeah, by God grace, we definitely will reduce crimes and criminality, at least to the barest minimum. Let's say 80%. Even in America, we see have insecurity. It has started, but we may not get 100%. But definitely 80% of insecurity will go. And I also want to advise those in authority. All this kinetic and non-kinetic approach have to come together. When we are doing our militarization, that is kinetic approach. The non-kinetic approach also play a key role to reduce crimes and criminality. So all combined together, then really we are going to get result.
So we are hopeful that Nigerian security system is going to improve.
Especially in our forested region. Domestic security will be greatly improved. Because when they kidnap, they take to the forest. Banditry activities happen in the forest. Even kidnapping happen in the forest. Do you understand what I'm saying? The Nigerian Fulanis, the Burkina Faso Fulani that are terrorizing our district, they are all urbanate within the forest. So giving us the mandate to flush them out. So we make the forest to be uncomfortable and inconvenient for them. Definitely, the domestic insecurity will be reduced greatly in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Dr. Joshua Wole Oshatime, Direct Commandant General, Nigerian Forestry Security Services. Nice having you once more on the program.
Thank you, sir.
This is how far we can go today on the afternoon edition, discussing with the leadership of Nigerian Forest Security Service Commandant General, Ambassador Dr. Joshua Wole Oshatime, to tell us more about the development, or let me say developing stories from their own angle. I'm looking forward to the fact that the president will be able to assent to this particular bill, will be a major cementing of the security situation in our country, and we wish you the very best. My name is Isanu. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.